Any viewers? Okay. It'll take just a minute or so to get it on Facebook. I'm taking it. There we go. It says we're live now. Alrighty.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, guys. I say we give it a minute or two. Sorry for the technical difficulties. When you get multiple people on here, nothing ever works right. What's up, Sherry? Sherry, we want here sometime in the 2021 to talk about your maintenance. Sherry's been on maintenance forever, it seems like. Alrighty. What's up? What's up, Amanda? Andrea, what's up? I see a lot of familiar faces on here and names. Alrighty. Okay, guys. So I say for the next minute, as you guys are coming in, let's, any newbies on here, any ITB newbies, iTrackBites new members, let us know where you're dialed up, what plan you're on. All right. Kansas. Awesome. I know, California. Jamie, first time on the live. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Connecticut. Newbie, what's up? Alrighty. We got a lot of people on here tonight. I see a lot of people posting on Facebook today when I was on the iTrackBites participants on the fan page. A lot of people were just finding out that we have the weekly live meeting. So I was hoping that a lot of people were on tonight as kind of wanting to know what's all going on. Sorry for, if you know anybody, any of your Instagram friends that are on Instagram wanting to watch, Instagram is being for us and it's not wanting to play well on our New Year's Eve party. So we are just on Facebook and YouTube tonight. So if you have any friends that are on Instagram and you know they can come on over Facebook, go ahead and let them know that. Let's see. New WW Blue and Keto. Better Balance from Maine. Wow, there is a lot of people on here. Illinois. A couple of Illinois people close over to me. Well, not for too much longer, but alrighty. Yeah, Sarah's on here. We definitely have a ton of new members. Yes, we do. Back on track today. Awesome, awesome. Alrighty, guys. So let's go ahead and get started with them tonight. First of all, thank you to everybody that's new to iTrackBites. We really appreciate you guys coming over to us and wanting to get healthy and active for the new year. And a lot of people that started even before the new year, kudos to you guys. If you don't know, we are a health and wellness plan, and we try to get, this is some of your ambassadors. We have members, and the CEO of iTrackBites, Sean, is here tonight too. Let's go ahead and start with, this is not all of our ambassadors, but these are the us three that can make it tonight. So Rachel, why don't you go ahead with yourself?
Oh, you're going to start with me. That's sweet of you, Jordan. My name is Rachel. My handle here on Instagram and on Facebook is Active Rachel Ann. Title says it all. I'm active. I have been with iTrackBites for the past 2 years. And most currently, I was doing the calorie command plan for quite a while, and I wasn't going to make the announcement until tonight, but I'm changing over to carb conscious. So, that's right. That's the way it's said. Carb conscious, yes. So this is a brand new situation for me. I'm not used to counting bites. I was asking Jordan earlier in the week. I'm like, how do I make an apple 0 bites? Like, it's kind of difficult. On my professional side, I'm a registered nurse. I work full time throughout the week. So just being here tonight is an honor, and I'm grateful for it. And I appreciate being an ambassador.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. All right, Jeannie, your turn.
All right, I'm Jeannie. My Instagram handle is Jeannie Cooks, and I'm a food blogger. Food is a very important part of my life, so I've always struggled with my weight, as you can imagine, and I've been with iTrackBites a little over a year now, about a year and a half. I started with the Sugar Smart plan, and I recently just changed to the keto plan. But just like Rachel just said, I think for the new year, I'm doing a switch to the carb conscious plan as well. That's about me.
All right. Yeah, awesome. You are a food blogger also. So if you guys do on Instagram, look her up, Jeannie_cooks. She does a lot of reels. You're on TikTok, aren't you, Jeannie?
Yes, on
TikTok. She's on TikTok too.
For life.
Awesome. Hiba is our other ambassador that's kind of a food blogger with us. She was not able to join tonight. #MomLife. Everybody knows that, parent life. But she is also another one, and she just had she had to create a different Instagram account. Jeannie, do you know what that is? It's how do you say it?
I think
Hiba the foodie. It used to be Hiba the foodaholic. Now it's Hiba the foodie. So we're out to you for a lot of inspo. So before we get to Sean, I am Jordan Chops. I am one of the iTrackBites ambassadors in Northwest Indiana, getting ready to move to Alabama. So we are in the. This is not my normal background. We were at the house tonight because we were showing. So 30 years old, wife and 2 kids. Been with iTrackBites since pretty much December of 2018, and just ready to crush 2021 following the carb conscious plan.
So I would need to admit, I think I'm a little bit out of my depth here. I mean, with 3 ambassadors as great as you 3, I'm completely out of my depth. But I'm honored to be here today to join you all and to just represent the iTrackBites brand. Our ambassadors do such a great job of connecting with our community. The coaches do an amazing job of connecting with people through the app, and they're all resources to you. And so I just love the opportunity that I got tonight to join everybody and join the conversation and be here to answer some questions and share with everybody a little bit about, what we achieved this year. And then more importantly, and this is where we get excited about what's coming next year.
Yes. I think we're all excited for that. All excited.
Absolutely.
When we all got the notification of the, what's new in 2021, like texting me like, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I'm like, I don't know what it is, but hey, we're all here. But yeah, it's so awesome. And Sean, we are grateful that you were joining us tonight. It is such an honor to have the CEO of iTrackBites to be with us tonight. So from all of us and ambassadors and coaches, especially I've talked to, we all appreciate you so much. I say, let's start.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. So I think, what do you think, Rachel, Jeannie? We should start out with the best part of iTrackBites, and that's the food. Is that what we should do?
Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. All right. So first, every time we go to a New Year's Eve party, because we have that we're going to with my sister-in-law, her side of the family, they always throw a huge one every single New Year's Eve, and it's something we always look forward to every year. And it's literally, we've already said that when we move away, we're coming back on New Year's Eve because that's how the party is. But I'm always a snacker as far as like food, like hands. I got to be able to pick it up, really easy stuff, and be like, and that's where we kind of get in trouble, correct? Because it's kind of like, those things, we start eating them, accruing the calories and points and that stuff. But what our family has done, and this actually came from my wife's side of the family, we do, and I kind of made it because I couldn't be in the kitchen. We do these pickles with cream ham slices, and you kind of do them in roll-ups. They are the mini kosher pickles, which, believe it or not, they're very low in calories of the pickles. And then you just a soft cream cheese spread. And what you do is you get the ham slice however you want it. You put the cream cheese spread on it, the pickle, roll it up and cut it. And each pickle cuts into 4. So it equals out to 2 bites on the carb conscious plan for 4 of these little babies. So I then we're definitely, it's not, the points, the bites will add up as, of course, if you're like, whatever. But it's actually something, and the kiddos love them. Like, little kids love them, really nice. You can stick in them if you're kind of like how COVID-19 is this year, throw some toothpicks at them and it's perfect. So I'll actually post this on Instagram, Clyde's Daily Life, later on tomorrow. So you guys know what the recipe is for Thursday if you guys decide. But this is something that we always have, Thanksgiving, any type of holiday that we're at, these are always there. So,
Those like the
Rachel,
little-
I know you got a drink. So.
Yeah, keep me last because I'm going to make it while Jeannie talks.
Okay, Jeannie, what's your
Jalapeno poppers.
yes?
Were we supposed to make them before? Because I messed up.
It doesn't matter. No, I made mine before because I couldn't be in the kitchen tonight. So,
Okay.
you guys, let's start with you guys. So you're gonna be making the jalapeno poppers. You said, Jeannie?
Yeah.
All right. So you're making what type of drink tonight?
Okay, so I'm making sex on the beach, but it's not going to be sex. It's going to be safe sex on the beach. Because I don't drink alcohol, so this is going to be non-alcoholic, a mocktail. But you can definitely add the alcohol, and I'll explain the ingredients that you would add to make that.
Yeah, awesome. So I say while Jeannie and you guys are creating your dishes tonight and your drinks and stuff, let's start with so Jeannie, since yours is more of the complex with the food, like tell us what all you're putting in it.
So I just have some jalapenos, and it's really easy. I just do 1 block of cream cheese with a little bit of salt, and then whatever shredded cheese you want, and you mix that together, and you just stuff the jalapenos. I'm gonna just pop them in the air fryer tonight, but you could do them in the oven too.
Do you find that the air fryer is easier for you, kind of in a pinch, like faster, or?
I mean, they don't take long in the oven. I'm just doing it tonight in the air fryer as I don't want to turn my oven on.
Yeah. Are you getting any snow in Illinois?
It's actually snowing right now, and this is actually the first snow of the season. So it kind of stinks right now.
See, that's weird because us in Northwest Indiana, we've already had snow plenty of times already right now. It's supposed to be freezing with us. It's supposed to start freezing tonight, so that's not be fun. Yeah.
Stay safe.
Yeah, I know, right? So let's talk about, of course, the pandemic that happened this year. What is something that really stuck out to you guys for 2020? It could be anything like health and wellness, anything like that. Like, what is something, let's start with you, Rachel. What is something that has stuck out to you this year that has happened in 2021 for the good? You know what I mean? Like, no matter all the bad stuff that's happened this year, what is something to shine on to be like, man, I was able to do this? It's awesome.
Well, for me personally, I used to work in the hospital, hands-on at the bedside with patients. And so that took up a lot of my activity time through the day, a lot of walking. But then now that I've been working from home, I've been trying to be more creative. So I got myself, I bought a treadmill that's like 25 years old, but it works and it's loud. And so we just have to be flexible, right? And then I do a lot of walking. We recently moved into this home in March of 2020. So I found out that it's a 6-minute round trip walk to and from my mailbox to the end of the driveway. And so you just got to get creative. And so that's kind of like one of the positive things is to be able to work from home. And then those Zoom meetings. So I just get on my treadmill and I'm just walking through my meeting time and I try to stop, like when people ask to talk to me because the machine is so loud. But and then just kind of being around with family more often. I am encouraged by my husband, and he encourages me. I encourage him, and just having the ability to be around other people, like my girlfriend who was just in the shot. She is super gung ho about herself and her fitness, and so she inspires me too. So just being around these people more frequently has been helpful.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Especially like I can just picture you on the treadmill on your Zoom meeting, and they're like, Rachel, and you're like, whoop. You like unplug it, how the safety measure is.
You're dang right.
Yes,
that's right. That's exactly what I do. Because I'm just like, I don't want them to hear me. Yes, and it still takes a couple seconds to stop.
That's one thing with our house. We have a 1/4 mile long driveway too. And that goes into kind of like, for me, something positive this year is that I don't know if it's just the type of person I am. I've been intimidated by doing turkey trots, any sort of 5K, like that, even though you can walk. I'm not a runner. Even when I was at my lowest, I did not run, and I still do not like to run. So I don't know if that was just my biggest thing was like, you go to these, we always have a big one in our town to where it's like you start feeling, all these people are running, and yet here I would be in the very, very back with walking. But Rachel, and not on here, really kicked me in the rear to let's do this 5K and walk. And it was something that was so like, as bad as that is, like with it taking all the way to November to thinking to be like a highlight in the year, that was just the big highlight for me was number one, first of all, we all have matching t-shirts. How awesome is that? That's number one. And we all wore them, and I wore them to my Thanksgiving because I was like, you better believe I did 5K on Turkey Day. But Rachel sent me a medal because it was my first time I ever did it. And that right there was just awesome. I have it hanging in my car, just around my mirror. Yes, I'm that person. But I'm just like, it's something that I can't wait to do next year. And I'm really hoping that we're able to do it again. Like, even if, restrictions are gone and we all can do in-person 5Ks on Thanksgiving, it's still going to be awesome to know that with our ambassadors, and we've actually been talking about it behind the scenes of doing kind of a turkey trot next year for 2021 with us ambassadors, to be like, no matter where we are, even if we're in a big area that we're doing it, we're still going to be virtual with iTrackBites members. But that right there for me definitely has been the icing in 2021, besides like healthiness for my family and stuff like that. But that one was good. So what about you, Jeannie?
I would say probably just getting more creative with how we spend time with each other as far as us being a family, because we can't go anywhere. We'll like make up different games or do different things, and I feel like it has brought us closer together. As far as health, I've dropped 20 pounds this year, so I'm happy with that.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
I feel like so much stuff happened in 1 year that it shouldn't be 1 year. It should be like 5,
No, totally. No matter if it was good or bad, it's just like, did that really happen this year? It's kind of like you don't want to, like, you've seen all the Instagram reels and the TikToks and all that stuff. That's like, do not talk about, like, don't bring in whoever 2021, like, don't. You know what I mean? Like, say all your good stuff, and all that stuff. But I'm like, for real, like, I'm just tired and ready for it, because I feel like it all starts up here. We all have to have that positive mindset, especially in health and wellness, of being not going to be the next year that this happen, or hopefully this will happen. I feel like a lot of us look at each other, our spouses, the year that it happens. Like, why can't it be? Why can't we manifest it and saying that this is the year? Me and my wife were just talking about that in the car, and I looked at her today and I was like, what if like this is the year that like we get our crap together and we actually, get into maintenance like before, and all that stuff. And also it's just like setting those goals. Like, I know a lot of people on here, there's a lot of people on here tonight, and I know that, the first is on Friday, and it's going to be totally crazy us ringing in the new year on Thursday, but it's also one of them is like, no, we don't have to wait till then to start, but it's not bad if you do. Like, I decided, and I told our community, that this week is totally relying on me and my wife, meal planning, getting all the stuff done starting in January. I know like a lot of people are changing the way they're eating. They're changing the way that the program they're on, the plan they're on. I know a lot of people like Paul, he's getting ready to start Whole30. I know that Jeannie said eventually she's going on to Carb Conscious too. And then Rachel's switching over to Carb Conscious. That's just one thing of like, things are changing, and that's not bad. It's not bad at all. You know what I mean? And we're trying to, like I told my wife, I was like trying to get those whole foods in, because I'm sick and tired of this processed garbage that we always have. So that's where the meal planning goes. And if it takes you that long, if it takes you till the end of January to get started 100%, do your research, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're not going to find negativity from us being like, why did you start January 1st? Because you have to find what works for you. Sean, how are you? Like, how was 2020 for you and iTrackBites and all that stuff? I mean, I know that we on our end, some things, but not like the picture.
Yeah. So I want to break this up and say, first, personally, 2020 was an amazing year. We had the wonderful pleasure of welcoming our second baby boy into the family. So
Yeah.
little Cooper joined us. But this is where the story gets interesting. He was delivered April the 7th. So right at the beginning of the whole COVID lockdown quarantine. And so we had this kind of dichotomy of experiences where the world's shutting down and yet we're starting a new life in our family. And my wife, who's an absolute trooper, I mean, she had to go into the hospital by herself. So I
Yeah.
dropped her off at the hospital and 3 days later picked her up with a little boy in her arms. And even as a father, you're so used to today being able to be in the delivery room and like having those priceless moments, those photos you can take right at the delivery. And, I missed out
And
on that, but that's not
sleeping on the
important.
god awful bed or sleeping on the god awful couch. I mean, come on, let's be real.
I did that with our first, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But you learn like those moments aren't important. What's important is a healthy, happy boy who is now 8.5 months and growing like a weed. And that's to be celebrated. And then I want to say, professionally, when you ask about iTrackBites, I tell the team internally all the time that we have to realize that while weight loss is an individual action that we each take, we don't need to go through it alone. So the journey is not something that we have to undertake by ourselves. It's not a solo journey. We get to do it through community. And listening to the three of you talk and watching the community thread right now in the live chat is amazing. Because when COVID, I think, broke down so many relationships and that isolation and separation really hit people, our community strengthened. People started reaching out and engaging and helping each other through this time. And where we get to, connect with the ambassadors, connect with the coaches, and now iTrackBites memberships now well over 2 million people. When you see 2 million people start to engage and support and motivate each other, how does that not put a smile on your face? It's amazing.
That's crazy. That's crazy that there's 2 million people using iTrackBites. Like that is totally, Sean, I totally remember December of 2018 for me being on a different program, a different platform, my wife and sister on it, doing great. And I just knew that I needed something different. And I remember hiding it for a month. I hid it for a month from them because they did not want me to do anything else. And I remember it wasn't there. Like this community just was starting. And I mean, it was really, honestly, you think about it, it was me, Rachel, you might remember this. It was really me, you, as far as IG world, me, you, Brianna, Diva the Divine, and Megan, minimizing. Remember, that was it. Like, that was my whole community as far as people on iTrackBites doing anything like that. And to see that you're saying now over 2 million people, like that right there is nuts. And you know what I mean? And who's to say in 2021 it's not going to be 3 million? You know what I mean? It's just, that is just, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing.
Jordan, can I ask for 4 million?
4?
That's right.
Let's go to 5. I'm good with you on that. I'm good with you on that. No, and I feel like that is, I feel like that's the best thing is like, it's not a bragging right to be like, oh, there's, 2 million people that are using iTrackBites, ha ha ha, blah, blah, blah. It's the fact that you can see, especially in tonight's feed, like I'm reading the comments too, as people are talking about, like, it's people that are community. You know what I mean? Whether or not they're community on the app per se, on the community tab on there, or Facebook. I mean, let's talk about Facebook real quick. I think Facebook is so underutilized in the world for our health and wellness and like these type of groups. But they're like our iTrackBites participants page that yes is a fan page, but there's so many people there. It's just phenomenal. And I don't get on it very much as what I should because we're in IG land. You know what I mean? We've always been. But it's phenomenal with the type of community support. And that's one thing that I know that we all say to everybody. Just like our phones go off for a reason. And I feel like it's such a joy when you do get those messages and you do know that people are actually reaching out to you and they're actually asking you sincere questions. You know what I mean? Of being like, I don't want to sound annoying, but like, Rachel, how do you make it? How do you make an apple zero bite? You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's what we're doing. That's what we love.
Mm-hmm. And now I can tell other people.
Yeah. No, and you could say it's a toggle. That's another thing. Like, especially, I know with us, we have a great group of ambassadors, and I love that Sean did bring up the coaching side. There is a lot of amazing coaches. I know that I've had Lisa, our iTrackBites head coach, on here a couple times, and she's grew to be one of my very close friends. You know what I mean? Or at least I call her my friend. Always the person to always ask, but I feel like so many of our coaches and ambassadors have such a different part of journey, have a different journey than anybody. And that's why I always say every time I get coaches on here or ambassadors, it's just amazing for me just to sit back and listen, because we all have lost weight, gained weight, got to where we are today, still striving. This happened. You know what I mean? So it's good to mention the coaches that we have, because they're not always on our lives, but they are there in the back. They are there as part of the community too. So, Jeannie, are they in the air fryer now? I don't know if she can hear us.
No.
Yeah? Are they in the air fryer? I don't think she can hear us anymore, Sean.
Might have lost Jeannie's audio again.
Are they out there? Ooh, that looks good, Rachel. Okay.
Let's talk about the cocktail. Yeah.
Yes.
Mocktail.
So, what is normally put in a sex on the beach is vodka, peach schnapps, orange juice, and cranberry juice. And I have alternatives. So, of course, I'm not putting the vodka in. And instead of peach schnapps, I'm using LaCroix. And the flavor is peach pear. So, and that's sparkling water, so it's 0. And then for the cranberry juice, I'm using Diet Snapple, and then the flavor is cranberry raspberry. So, and it's very good. And this is 10 calories per serving. That's 8 ounces, which you wouldn't really need, because you only need 1.5 ounces of the cranberry flavor and 1.5 ounces, half ounce of the peach flavor. And then orange juice is just your orange juice. And I have a big gallon from Christmas yet. So that's 120 calories per 8 ounces. But again, I'm only using 1.5 ounces. And then, because this cranberry juice for the Snapple is like pretty watered down and it's not super bright red, I have a container of maraschino cherries. So then I just use a little bit of the cherry juice. And one of these cherries is 10 calories. So then for garnish, I just put a cherry on top with a little sliver of an orange, and voila!
There you
go.
go.
And you put the orange flavor or the orange colored item at the bottom with the grenadine and the red on top.
No, that's so good.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Great. Yeah.
It's very, very tasty. I made myself one in my Moscow Mule. It's tasty.
No, that looks so good. Honestly.
So the whole thing is
one thing like
2 bites for the whole thing. Like,
wow.
Some of these things are like.
You're gonna have to send me that on Instagram so I can show Brittany, so maybe she can make it for us this year. Non-alcoholic. We don't drink either. So let's talk about.
Rachel, just quickly. I have to ask, because we were talking about everybody's terrible weather and snow and sleet. Can we put a little umbrella in the top? Because that might just create that escape that I think we all crave right now.
Yes, sir. Here it is.
There you go. Perfect.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Hey, Rachel, I told Brittany, I said, I think that when we pull our RV down to Alabama, I think we're going to go to we should go to the Gulf Shores for a month. Is what I was like, we might as well just water on the border. Let's go to the beach. That's why I told her. I was like, that's what we'll do. We'll do that to start with.
Yes, I said you need to put me in your broom closet because I can't wait to go.
I know, I can't wait, honestly. I know, I was talking to Paul, another one of our ambassadors. We have people that are, and I'm in Northwest Indiana, and we were talking about 2021 having more of a meeting, like a meetup for some of the Northwest Indiana and Illinois people. And so I told him, I was like, I'll just have to come back up or fly up for it if we do. I think it's already 8:10. We've been talking for a long time. I think right now would be the perfect time. Let's each say a 2020, like health and wellness. Let's keep it. What is, Rachel, what's a 2021 goal for you this year, this new year coming?
Well, you've probably seen on my page or my stories, I'm trying to get more into the fitness side of things and documenting that journey so I can have like my before, my baseline, and then see what it's going to look like in a year the after. So trying to transform my body specifically to make it look the way I want it.
And you're getting a gym, correct?
Oh,
you're getting a gym membership?
Still didn't get it yet, but by golly, it's going to be done here soon before you know
it. What's up with you? What's your 2021?
I definitely want to get my emotional eating under control, especially because it's insane. So that's my goal for 2021.
Get your emotional eating under control. I know I seen that when you were on the ITV takeover, you were talking about emotional eating and all that stuff. No, I totally get that. I
want to say, thank you so much for saying that, for admitting that during your takeover story, because there's a lot of people that'll come on here and not be honest, especially because there's the Instagram life and just because you're an ambassador, just keeping it real with people. So I just really give you a lot of credit for doing that and being honest and transparent with the community.
Thank you.
No, and I can like it. It's been a roller coaster for me with weight gain and all that and weight loss up and down. I mean, it sucks to know that in September 13th of 2019, when I shut my business down, I was a goal. You know what I mean? Pandemic hit, working in healthcare, it's just, it's inevitable that it happened. But I feel like realness, I've never told people, oh yeah, or I'm down to here, I'm down to there. That's like the realness, because there's going to be people on here that have got down to goal 3 times and they've gained it all back and they're on their way again for the 4th time. And it's like, girl, take 7 times, get there. Fine. It's just like getting back down there. And I feel like that's 2021. It's not the fact that I want to get down to goal and get it. I know that it's always been a priority of mine for the last couple of years that I've tried and been on this wellness journey. But for me, it's more the whole foods. Like I'm serious. Like enough documentaries, enough this and have literally, I've told my wife and my sister and everything is like, that's one thing that no matter when I was on carb conscious, calories, keto, anything like that, is the whole foods. I gotta get there. And I feel like in 2020, a lot of you guys that followed me on Instagram seen, we raise chickens, we raise hogs, mini farm and all this stuff. And it's great to know, like last week I grilled up some pork chops, and it was like that fresh quality meat that I knew that I was the one, and I processed it, me and my family did. And it was so good for that. And I feel like that's one thing for me in 2021 is to have more of those moments. And it's like, it's going to be a little hard being in an RV for however long it's going to be in 2021. But I feel like, my wife especially, we said that is more of the whole foods, kind of lowering the processed as much as we can. Yeah. That's the biggest 2021, besides, of course, ultimate goal type thing. But that's where we're at. So, Sean, talk about real quick, we're getting to the end of it. What are some 2021 goals for ITV? I know you're talking about things with next year, and I think it's perfect time. We're all excited.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, I want to share a personal goal too, because everybody went around the table and kind of shared a personal goal. Yeah. I think for me, it's getting more intentional about our food. And so the struggle is always time, and the struggle is when you have a newborn, you really don't have the time, especially to shop and cook and prepare foods and sit down and eat. And so you start cutting corners. And for us at home, our goal for next year or 2021 is to be a little bit more intentional about food and taking the time to prepare meals and prepare healthy foods and whole foods, as you were talking about. So I think my goal kind of ties in with all three of yours.
Mm-hmm. No,
so that's on the personal
awesome.
side.
That's great.
On the
goal.
professional side, I think I'm going to go and put up something in my office, 5 million, because Jordan, I'm stealing your goal. We want 5 million members by the end of next year. So that'll be the big one. But we have such a great team in the company, and we talk about the ambassadors, and we talk about the coaches, but I need to give credit to the employees that work with me day to day, because we just have an exceptional team, from our support staff to marketing to product development, design and development. We just got great people, and everybody's so committed to delivering the best experience. And so we've got a great roadmap that's coming out really to make everybody's weight loss journey easier. And I think we do that by making the app experience easier. And we talk about eliminating the tracking pain points, because we know that searching for foods can be hard and cumbersome, finding the right food, the right serving, tracking, it's a chore. So everything that we can do to simplify that process, I think adds to the experience. So the first thing that's coming out, our goal, which we should hit, is to have it released before New Year's Eve. So we're like 49 hours and counting. Is to release meal plans. And so now you'll be able to come into iTrackBites and select a meal plan, and it will give you all of your foods, all of your recipes. You can pick your time period, whether it's 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, and then just track according to a prepared meal plan. And while I was watching the comments earlier, I saw Joanne at the very beginning of our session posted saying she's new to iTrackBites. Does anybody have any tips or tricks on how she can kind of learn the programs and get started during her first week? Well, that's what meal plans is there for. It will help you understand the weight loss plans. It'll help you understand what foods to eat, and it will allow you, giving you the grocery list to go out and shop and prepare. And I think what actually gets me the most excited is not so much the launch of meal plans, which will be coming out in the next day or two if we hit our goals. We're going to come out with a bunch of meal plans for each and every weight loss plan developed by our in-house nutritionists. But very shortly in the new year, we're going to be opening up meal plans to the community. So you and everybody else can, one, create your own meal plans, and then two, share them with others. So Rachel, when you get started on Carb Conscious and you develop your first, like my first 7 days getting started on Carb Conscious, your meal plan, publish it on Instagram and share it with everybody.
I will. That'd be great. This is exciting news. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I got to take a lot of credit for the team that's been very much hard at work developing this. And we've had a lot of feedback from the community and the ambassadors and the coaches as we've developed it. So I encourage everybody to, when the app gets released in the next day or two, download it, try it. We really hope you love meal plans, but we also want your feedback. If there's something that you don't like, you're not enjoying, or you have an idea of how we can get better, that's why this community is great. Please share your feedback with us.
You ambassadors and coaches and all that stuff. We were able to get before it's launched, and I have to say, John, from having my spouse on board with me with weight loss, and she is an iTrackBites member also, to be able to show her it, and then it would be awesome if there was a grocery list. I'm like, boo-boo, there's already a grocery list here. It says everything we need. And she's like, I'm sold. I'm sold. And I was so excited for it. Oh, no, but that's so awesome. I can't wait. That's awesome. And I feel like so many new members, and not even new members, I think that it's just awesome in general. You know what I mean? And Sean, to let you know, since we have you on here, I think my opinion on anything I can tell you to kind of let the people behind the scenes know, I think if we could ever get our community on the iTrackBites app, if we could search for members and follow them like that, there we go. I think that's the only thing we're missing. That's the only thing we're missing. That's just
I love it. Our to-do list is a little bit longer than just that one, but that one is at the top of it.
Oh, Jeannie, how are those? Are those on?
Yeah, they're
Kinda
done.
I can smell them from here, Jeannie. They smell great.
We're working on that feature too, Rachel. That one will be coming out soon.
All right, perfect. What I was going to say about the meal plans is, like you were saying, Jordan, maybe getting ready to say for new people who are joining. What I found with my own community and my own family members within my Active Rachel Ann channel is there's a lot of people that they want to do well and they mean to do well and their goal is to do well, but they fall short on how to do that, like hand holding and being told this is the very next thing you do, or put this in your mouth, don't put that in your mouth. Like sometimes it's just breaking down the big picture of trying to lose weight or trying to make yourself healthy or changing goals and being healthier. And and people just need to see that. And sometimes you get a book and you get ideas with recipes, but then you're like, oh, I don't like half the ingredients in that recipe, so I'm just not even gonna look at the rest of the book. But then with these meal plans, I think it gives an opportunity to see a lot of different options and a lot of different backgrounds and a lot of different flavors out there. So that's really exciting. I can't wait.
Thank you.
No, that's awesome. I do totally understand that. And I think number one, I can learn from just by having, being able to have first access to it and look at the, really the 7-day can. It's awesome. And it was good to know that, hey, these are those foods, because a lot of them are, I can't really say above my comfort zone of what I would eat, but some of them are like, oh, wow, that really is good. To really be like, that's one thing that I think a lot of people, when they first ask, is, what do I eat? And then, like, it's easy for us to be like, you can eat whatever you want. Don't you know that? It's iTrackBites. Like, you can eat whatever you want. But there's some people that are just like, no, I need to get through the first week. I feel like the crucial to people.
Correct. Yeah, and this is why I mentioned it before, but it's so true. We are all so excited to be able to open up meal plans to the community, because we can publish meal plans from our nutritionist team. But when Jeannie can take her recipes and stitch them all together for a 10-day getting started to Jeannie Cooks and Carb Conscious, I mean, sign me up for that.
Sign me up too.
Me too. I think my wife would say that too. Sign us up. Anything that you can tell us what we should do, we will do. So, Jeannie, I have to ask though. So, real quick before we get off, for the both of you, Jeannie and Rachel, what has been a significant reason of why you guys are thinking that you'll be switching? Well, I know Rachel already switched, but I have heard, especially with Jeannie, you on the ITB takeover with Carb Conscious going into 2021. Like, what are those what made you guys decide to make the switch rather than doing number 1 keto, number 2 calorie command?
Well, for me, I honestly never saw keto as my long-term plan, and I'll tell you that's because I love fruit, and for me every is not okay with me. So I use it as a jump start and it's almost time to switch.
No, gotcha.
For me, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Oh, I like that too, Jeannie. I think for me specifically, oh gosh, I speaking of Facebook and the participants page for iTrackBites, there was a conversation going on that they were talking about the calorie command plan and how they found that 100 calories worth of an unhealthy item, let's say popcorn, I don't know why, and then they said 100 calories worth of, let's say, yogurt, like Greek yogurt. The Greek yogurt was less bites in the carb conscious plan versus calories, like versus how many bites the popcorn would be, let's just say. And that's like caramel corn, some like bad, item. Anyways, and so I just thought to myself, I'm like, this is kind of like a wake-up call. I've been doing Calorie Command, and I support Calorie Command, and I think it's great. And I think that would be the plan that I would go for when I'm in maintenance. But for me personally, I just needed to find a way to eat healthier. I'm not as strict as I thought I was with counting calories and weighing my food. And so throughout the entire year of 2020, I didn't lose the weight I was hoping for, but I did maintain really well. So going into 2021, my goal is to lose some of that weight and learn how to eat better.
No, I like that. Especially with Calorie Command or with Carb Conscious, I've always been the big person of, it's always easy when you go to restaurant 100 calories because 100 calories is normally 3 bites. You know what I mean? So it's really easy to be like, oh, okay, how much is it? But there is differences to, you take it to where on Carb Conscious, we got this awesome new creamer for our coffee. It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch. By the way, get it, y'all, because it is bomb for coffee. But a tablespoon on Carb Conscious is 1 bite because it's 35 calories. However, you go to Sugar Smart or Better Balance, because I scanned it, it's 2. But if you just go to calories, it's just 35. Well, here's the thing. 1, but then 3, then goes to 5 because the wonderful magic of math it does. You could have 100 calories worth of creamer, and if you get 1,500 a day, but your coffee is really big to you, that's not a lot. But imagine how much sugar is in that coffee creamer. That's the reason why it was so much higher on Better Balance and Sugar Smart. 100 calories doesn't seem like a lot, but you could do so much with 100 calories of healthier food, not sugary and all that stuff. But you're not going to spend, 5 or 7 bites on coffee creamer. You know what I mean? But you're going to spend 100 calories on coffee creamer because you're like, hey, I love coffee. That's how it is.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love that. So, all right. Well, does anybody else? Sean, do you have anything else to say tonight before we head on off? It's been a great live. This has been awesome.
It's been fantastic. I'm actually honored to be here, and I've really enjoyed it. But before we go, Jeannie, can we see those poppers?
Yes.
Can we get a close-up shots
of your poppers?
I don't think she can hear us, but I'll send her a message.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they looked and sounded so good as she was making it. There we go. Yes.
Sorry, guys. Here they are.
Those look good.
Great.
It looks so good.
So good.
That would literally be super simple though for that, especially got air fryer. Awesome. So, alrighty. Well, I say nothing else, guys. This has been great. Thank you so much, Sean. I think I've been on, I don't know how much of YouTube, but we have had pretty much 200, 300 viewers tonight on Facebook. Was keeping track on it.
Fantastic.
Right there, phenomenal. And I think a lot of people are coming to that, so it's going to be great. So, all right, guys. Well, I say from me, from Sean, from all the ambassadors, all the coaches, wish you a very healthy and happy 2021, and we can't wait to see you next week for our next week's first live meeting of the year, Tuesday nights, 7